I love anthologies because you get to see, you get to hear so many different people, so many voices. I think as though darkness excites the flame is going to be one of those lines that's just going to keep reverberating in my head. Um, I'm going to read the little piece that's in the anthology and then a couple of other things. This is called Imitation Game. Write in imitation of KL, my friend, PL says. I write. I do not want to write to you, husband. I wanted to write a lie. I did not want to write honestly about immigrants like me, about brown bodies and black hair and brown superstitions and black eyes and brown aversions and black ink and brown curries and black tea and brown earth and black tar. I did not want to write about green trees. I did not want to write about 18 varieties of mangoes, 14 of which are only found on my island. I did not want to write about how the land is owned by brown women and how the laws of the land favor brown women and how brown women get to pick which brown man they'd keep to cultivate those lands. I did not want to write about where we come from. I wanted to write an American memoir. I wanted to write a lie. I wanted to do that old brown work of sucking up to you who pay us to suck up to you every day. I wanted to write about our family's relationships to saris and arranged marriages. I wanted to write about our dependency on rice and spices and coconuts and chutneys and sweets made with sugar and condensed milk. I wanted the book to begin with me weighing nothing and end with me turning curvy, my belly flowing over my jeans. I wanted to flavor the book with the salty warnings of my mother to avoid white men who don't wash their asses, so unlike us back home. I did not want you to laugh. I wanted to write a lie. So that's the end of the piece, and it's part of a bigger work, which is a memoir, sort of. And instead of talking about it generally, I'm going to read a little bit from the lovely interview that follows from that Shantali asked all these really great questions, just little excerpts of it. One is about place and how I think about it. And I think that about the things that I write, there's a very strong sense of where I come from, no matter what, even if I'm writing the lie, even if I'm writing the American memoir, whatever it is that I'm doing, there's a very strong sense that this is not someone who grew up in the United States. Mine is a very messy kind of writing that comes from a culture that is also messy, but acknowledges and embraces its mess. Rambling sentences, numerous characters, lots of references to things outside the contained piece that I'm talking about. And I think it's very easy to place myself inside my work. So, and I think if you're an immigrant and a writer, this creation of a world in which you fit is sort of pure gold. You fit there when you're far from the place where you once actually fit and which is now sort of nowhere. But the thing you create, you fit there very nicely. There you can feel at home. That is one of the ways I think about place in writing and how place changes with each piece of writing. Now, the second question was about genre and where I see my work. I think if there was a genre that I would want as a label over everything that I ever write, it is as a social justice activist. That's the genre under which all these things fit. If people were shelving books by our lives rather than the things that we create, then that's where I would fit. That's where any book that I wrote, poetry, fiction, nonfiction, would fit. Anybody who reads the various things that I write can see that is what is moving all of it at some level. And it comes from where I was born and how I was raised and the family I was born into. The way we look at the world is always this sense of what is it that we're doing for that world? How do we exist with the people around us? How are we moving all of ourselves forward somehow or uplifting each other? That is the primary focus. Even the things that are very personal that I'm writing of, they're all still written with consciousness of something outside, something bigger than my little life. I will close by reading not something of mine, but something by Natalie Handel, who is a Palestinian poet and writer. And it speaks to all of these things that I've just mentioned, as well as the opening piece that's in this anthology. It's called Ways of Rebelling by Natalie Handel. Who needs to be at peace in the world? It helps to be between wars. to die a few times each day, to understand your father's sky as you take it apart piece by piece and can't feel anything, can't feel the tree growing under your feet, the eyes poking night only to find another night to compare it to. Whoever heard of turning pain into hummingbirds or redbirds? Haven't we grown? What does it mean to be older? Maybe a house without doors can still survive a storm. Maybe I can't find the proper way to rebel, or damn it, I can't leave. I want to, but you grow inside of me. And as I watch you, before I know it, I'm too heavy, too full of you to move. Maybe that's what they meant when they said, you shouldn't love a country too much. Thank you.